What's up, you guys? It is me, SEC. Okay, welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. If you are new and you'd like to see more of my videos, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. But in today's video, I'm back with month 2/part 2 of my Alaska mission trip. As you can see, I'm officially back home now, but I have been spending the past 2.5 months in Anchorage, Alaska mainly, but also in the surrounding cities in Alaska, and have been able to serve in various capacities throughout my time there. It was such an amazing experience, and I'm so excited to be able to share it with y'all. So if you are interested and you have not seen part 1, I will leave it in the cards, and I will also leave it in the description box. And yeah, if you have and you would like to stick around to see part 2, then let's go ahead and hop into the video. Woo! Good morning and welcome to Homer, Alaska. Also, happy 4th of July. So yesterday we traveled up and made the trek over to Homer, which was a really beautiful drive, and oh, it was so pretty. So we ended up coming to Homer, and we are going to be camping on the beach this whole week. So last night's rest was questionable, to say the least, not because of comfort, but more so because of noise. So that was an interesting experience. But we have these little like swing things that I'm sitting on. I don't know if you can really see that. You can, but it's okay. You can see some behind me. There's swings under one of these porches, and a couple of people that are on this trip that have gone here before showed us these, and I was like, oh, this is my place. This is where I'm coming to, because just look at the view I have right now. Just look at that. Like, oh, it's so stinking pretty. But not only do I have a wonderful view, Homer also is currently like 55 here. Can you just imagine? Just sit where you are right now. I guarantee almost everyone watching this video right now has got a lot hotter of weather, especially if you're from the south. So, hi, I feel your pain, but I'm going to appreciate my 50-degree weather. So I hope you all have a wonderful 4th of July, and we shall see what else occurs today. So we ended up going to a 4th of July parade, which was so much fun. They threw all the candy out, and we got to see all the different floats and the cars and stuff. And this whole week was just really good of being able to be poured back into after pouring out for so long. We partnered with Rabbit Creek Baptist Church and it was their college and youth age retreat, and it was just a really cool time of fellowship. So later on in the week, we had the chance to get some life experience with chopping some wood. So Megan, Ellie, and I all gave our hand at it, and we definitely tried our best. We only had a hatchet to work with versus like a full-on axe, but you know, we made it work. It worked well. I couldn't aim very well, so I ended up taking this very large, or not very large, but still, I took this log, and I just Nathan held the hatchet down, and I just beat the hatchet in with the log, and it worked. It cut it, but it's probably not the most efficient way to do it. And then later on in the week, I had the chance to go fishing. So me and a couple of the other students who hadn't gone yet went on the boat, and it definitely was a fun experience. I'd only gone fishing a couple times before in my life, and that was probably around when I was 7. So it was very interesting to remind me of how hard it actually is. It was a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be, and sadly I did not catch anything, but it was very beautiful views, and we got to get some wildlife viewing in there as well. And one of the girls who went on the trip with us, her name was Linda, and she did catch a pretty good size halibut, so that was fun. Hello everyone, so we are about to go over to the Bigelows to have a little cookout. Yeah, we're gonna go hang out and just have a good time.
Eat some fish.
Yes. Happy Sunday everyone. So today we just got back from church, and we're about to head off to Wasilla, Alaska to serve as camp counselors for Jam Camp, where we will be discipling children of ages from 5th grade to about 12th grade. So we'll be camp counselors for that and be able to help disciple them and be able to work with them in their gifts and talents of art and music, and also have a little bit of competition involved with that too. So I'm super excited, and let's go ahead and just see how this week plays out at Jam Camp. Basically how Wasilla went, or Jam Camp, was one of the hardest weeks that I had by far as ministry-wise, but it was also one of the best weeks. It's by far my favorite work week that I had, and it was because I was working somewhere that I was comfortable in. I had the chance to work with kids. I was able to be a camp counselor again. It was such a hard week in the sense that almost every single one of my girls ended up getting sick or hurt, not because of me, I promise, but one of our girls fell off the bed and ended up breaking her arm and had to go home early. One of our girls got sick, one of them fell down and busted her knee. We had so many different things go on in our cabin, and it was really hard as a counselor to be like, keep on keeping on, because you're dealing with these kids that have really difficult lives and have gone through this trauma at such a young age, and trying to pour into them and show them that you love them and that you care for them and that God cares for them is really difficult. And the difference between this camp and a typical VBS or youth camp is that they came in, most of them, with the knowledge that they were being poured into for discipleship purposes, for being able to equip them better to use the gifts that God has given them in their churches. So that was one thing, that they had already come in with that foundation of knowing Christ and having them as their savior. But it was also they're still kids, so trying to keep their attention spans and everything was definitely a challenge. But I came out of that week so joyful and so filled up, because I love working with kids and I love working in most areas. However, there's always that passion that I have towards kids and learning, being able to teach them, and that second that the spark just ignites in their brains is so exciting for me. And I love getting to see them better understand and start asking those questions and start getting excited about their faith. So that week was so much fun, and we got to you got to see throughout the week of them worshiping, and you got to see them really letting the Lord work through them. It was my till I met you, you called my name. That Saturday, coming back, Ellie and I went up to Eagle River and met up with Kelly Bigelow and went to a store called Revive, and then we headed from there over to a festival called Bear Paw that was going on at the time, and we ended up hanging out there and just having a good time. So week 3, we ended up having a team come up from Georgia, and with them we did a little bit of everything. So we had a couple of them that were very artistically talented, and they did this thing at their church where they have paint parties and have a scripture that goes along with it. And we ended up collaborating with Grandview Baptist Church to do a women's paint party night to kind of help the women of that church get connected with one another and build that fellowship. So it was a lot of fun, and I love me some painting. Then we ended up doing some renovations for True North Baptist Church, that they are getting a new building and doing a merger with another church, and they've been working on it throughout the summer and beyond, and so getting that ready so that they can serve in that church, and they're really excited to get it started and get it up and going. So we kind of helped out there. And then we had the opportunity to have a college night and a college jam session is what they call it. So a lot of Mosaic students are very musically talented, and so they do this thing called jam session throughout the school year. And with summer, a lot of the kids are not on campus or even in Alaska or just Anchorage in general, because this is their time to explore. So it's a lot harder for Mosaic to do college ministry where their heart is at, because there's a lot of college kids around. But they did a really good job of trying to get involved and try and keep the students that were around involved in ministry, even outside of the college school year. up having a college game night, and we had, Ellie ended up sharing a little bit, and so did Brock, about Mosaic and about just what it means to have community in college, especially good Christian community. And we had some really fun games, so yeah, it was really exciting.
Happy Saturday, July 23rd. So we just had our team from Georgia head out last night, and about this afternoon sometime we're gonna have our final team from Florida come in. And yeah, so today is the second to last day that Ellie is with us, so we are spending it celebrating her and just enjoying her time. So to start off the day, we are gonna go hike Flat Top together. So we got back from the hike, and it was so fun and so beautiful. It was so great. But we showered and got ready, and now we are about to go head to another one of the like little gift shops called Grizzlies, and then we're also going to go to Trapper Jack's, I think, or something like that, and find a few last minute souvenirs for Ellie. And then we're going to go and eat out with a lot of her friends, and the surprise is to come, so yes.
We had our Florida team come in, and that was our final team, and we ended up going sightseeing with them, and it was really cool because we ended up sort of going to all the different places that we had gone to our first week here. We ended up going to Port Warrenzoff. We went to Potter's Marsh. We went to the Flat Top Overlook. We ended up going to Wild Scoops, which of course I love me some Wild Scoops. So we got to go and do all these different things for kind of reminiscing of how the Lord has provided and has brought us through like all this summer.
It is like 11:45, and we just got back from dropping Ellie off to her shed before, and then also I managed to keep my cool, but there were a few drops shed in the moment. But I'm so grateful to have had her as a partner through all this, and so excited to see what the Lord does in and through her and like her ministry. It's gonna be so amazing to see what he continues to do and what he's already done really just in this summer.
And for the rest of the week, the Florida team, we went and worked and did renovations at University Baptist Church, where we were renovating one of their fellowship halls to be able to use that in ministry for Mosaic specifically, but also other college ministries and just other community outreach services, and be able to kind of get in more of a welcoming environment. So you can kind of see the progress, and there's some goofing around, but all throughout it. And this team was so willing and so ready to serve in whatever capacity they possibly could. And it was just so encouraging to see them and their excitement to serve. So while they were doing that, I helped out a little bit with that, but then also for the Florida team and also for the Georgia team, for those 2 weeks we had been serving UAA's volleyball team lunches to be able to kind of help Mosaic get connected with them. But after the Florida team left, what was officially the start of my very last week. So on Sunday we went to church, and then we went and hiked Little O'Malley, and we went up that thing quick. I was dying just a tad bit, not as much as the first time, but maybe the second time. My breath was a little winded for sure. But once we got up, it was so worth it, so beautiful. And then we ended up going and hanging out, and we ended up starting to break down the annex and getting it back into shape from like for the school year to start, and for Grandview to be able to use it again for like Sunday school rooms and youth services and stuff like that. So we had to break down all the cots, and we had to clean it, like deep clean it, and just get it back in working order. for like day-to-day use. And then during the nights, I worked at the Grandview VBS, and it was the Zoomerang theme, which was the same theme as Fairbanks, and I didn't really get to work at Fairbanks in the VBS capacity, so I was really excited to be able to work and do that. So it was so stinking exciting because I got to work with kids, and I thought it was so fitting that the way I started off the summer was the way I was finishing it. So it was Monday through Friday, but I left out on Friday morning at 12:55, so I ended up having to not go on Friday, but I got to work Monday through Thursday and had such a great time. I really loved those kids. It was such a challenge with some of them, but throughout the week they started warming up to me, and they were still difficult. However, it was so sweet when they started getting it, when they started to read the scripture and really like understand it and memorize it. And it was so fun to see and encouraging to see like that the young generation, like even the younger generations, are excited to learn more about Christ. Tuesday of this week, because like when they asked me what I wanted to do for my last week, I was like, I want to hike, because we hadn't hiked as much, and I was like, I want to get as much hiking as I possibly can in Alaska, because I don't know the chance I'll have when I go back home. So we ended up, Megan and Summer and I all went and did Rainbow Peak, and it was a lot of rock climbing. It was mostly rock climbing, honestly. And it's not that long of a hike, but it goes up in elevation very quickly. And we were almost to the top. We had just gotten done with lunch, and we had gone a little bit further, and we were almost there when all of a sudden Megan looks up and says, "There's a goat." And we see its little eyes, and I'm just like, oh my goodness gracious me, there's a goat. And I'm like, no, I am getting to the summit. I am summiting this thing. I do not care if I get run over by a goat. I'm going to do this. And then we keep walking, and then Summer's like, okay guys, we need to wait. And it started moving towards us, okay? It was a mama goat, and it had 2 little babies, and it was trying to protect the babies, but I was not trying to deal with her babies. I was just trying to get to the summit. And so I kept on going, and then it started moving closer, and I was like, okay, they probably need to get down. But then I was like, I don't know how to get down. And Summer was like, you were gonna have to do it eventually. And I'm like, I don't know how to do it. I don't, and I'm freaking out because there's a goat behind me, and I'm like, I don't want to die by a goat. Because like, of all the things, like there's the moose, there's the bear, they're way cooler than a goat. I don't want to get killed by a goat. Anyways, I started trying to get down, and I was like, Summer, is it getting closer? Is it getting closer? She's like, no, it's fine. And then as soon as she said that, I looked back, and it was getting closer. And that's what you see, is it gets closer. And I'm freaking out. And then we finally like start walking down, and it goes back up, but it stares at us the entire time we are going. It stares. It is waiting. It waits until we get down, okay? I was so upset, and I'm still a little bitter, but to calm and to heal my wounds a little bit, we went and got wild scoops of celebration, because we did do a really good job.
Hello everyone, today is August 4th, which is my last day here in Alaska. I'm so sad about it, and I'm trying my best not to think about it. It hasn't fully hit me yet, and I don't think it will until I actually get to the airport. But for our last outing as the Mosaic team, I am going with them, and we're going to 2 of my favorite places here, which is Moose's Tooth and Wild Scoops, which is pizza and ice cream. I know, I'm very healthy, don't worry about it. But yeah, so we're gonna go there and then finish up the day with BBS, so yeah. It is about 11:15 at Alaska time. I just said goodbye to all of Mosaic staff, so Nathan, Brock, Summer, and Megan, and it was definitely hard. I wanted to cry really bad, and I still kind of do, but I have a mission I'm on, so I probably will bust into tears either on the plane or when I get home. We shall see.
However, I'm through security and now waiting to board, which is a very good thing. We got here early. We got here at 11, and it's a fantastic thing we did because originally my flight was supposed to leave at 12:55 and now it's 12:10. So yes, we got moved up a little bit, which is great, but now it means we're boarding at 11:30. So sooner rather than later, I guess. Wish me luck. All right, update time. So we have gotten checked in, and I have got my boarding pass, and then now all we have to do is wait around for like 4 hours before I can board. And then I'm gonna go right now and get a bagel because I love Chicago's bagels, or at least the airport's bagels, I don't know. So yeah, y'all, we made it. We are officially in Atlanta, and that means that we are officially in Southern Territory. So I almost didn't make it here. I was not flying, I was waiting to get on the flight, and it was boarding time and no one was there to board. And I was like, what in this world? So I went up to the counter and I saw that the flight had changed to another gate and it was boarding time, and I was freaking out. So then I like booked it to the next place, which is like a lot farther away because everything's so spread out because it's such a huge airport. And so then my legs were dying because it started feeling the pain of all the hiking I did this week. But finally made it, got on the plane, went really smooth up until like one part where there was a good amount of turbulence where we were free falling for a little bit, but it's okay, it was only a couple seconds, so it worked out well. And Jesus had his hedge of protection over us, so if y'all were praying, thank you, because he answered. So now I'm ready to go get my bag from baggage claim and then find my dad. The baggage has been secured. There he is. Okay, look at who saved surprised me.
SEC.
Too early.
Open up the door. SEC's home, baby. Yes, sir.
But overall, I just want to tell y'all how appreciative I am for y'all's support, for your prayers, for your words of encouragement, and just for watching these videos, because I love making them and I appreciate you watching them. And I'm so grateful for the opportunities that I have been given, especially to be able to serve in this capacity this summer in Alaska. And I have been so grateful for the time that I've been given in Alaska, and I wish for all those within me to be able to go back one of these days. But even if I don't, I hope to be able to take on what I have learned, what I've gained from this experience, and move on forward into the future to use them in my ministry and equip others in their ministries. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, then don't forget to hit the like button down below. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, then leave that in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.